What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Well, he's writing yet another Lee Hacklin mystery, and this one is called Jack Assassin. Here we go, Chapter 5. The spherical guard roared, "Grady, you have a visitor." 10 minutes, Chief, now 1 minute more. Could you speak up a little? I left my hearing aid at home. Ugh. I said, 10 minutes. Your zipper's down. Smart mouth, huh? I don't sweat you. I could eat you for breakfast. You have a laundry list of weaknesses, but lack of appetite isn't one of them. He horked up a loogie and spat on the floor, while unlocking and sliding Jack's cell door open. Then he slid it shut with a soul-crushing finality. If you're feeling blue, dearie, cheer up. At least you're not that guy. Jack was fit, handsome, and he was sitting on the edge of his lower bunk reading that month's issue of Black Lightning. His upper bunk was lousy with bedbugs, and his toilet was more brown than white. Jack said, "My cellmate does it. I'm used to it." I showed him my license. He grinned and said, "You look just like Jan Michael Vincent." "We're going to get along like peas in a pod, Jack. I'm Lee Hacklin. Your father hired me to get you out of here." "Dad's wasting his money. The whole world thinks I killed poor Scott. I love Scott. He was like a second father to me." One of his eyes was swollen shut. "Who did that to you?" "That porky pig of a prison guard. I forgot to call him sir." I sat next to him and said, "Your old man told me that you were studying computer science at NYU. He brightened. "Yeah, computers are the coolest. They're getting smaller, too, and more powerful. Pretty soon everyone will have one in their pocket, just like their wallet. I minored in sociology." "Let me ask you about your trial. Was the DA able to establish motive?" "Nope. A clerk saw me leave Scott's office. He's stone deaf, so he didn't hear the gunshot. I think he's a paid liar. I haven't told anyone this, because I just remembered it this morning after my eyes opened. I know how this is going to sound, but here we go. I did it. I killed Scott. But while I was doing it, I was somewhere else in my mind." "So you were what, sleepwalking?" "I know how nuts it all sounds. It all sounds nuts to me, too. One of my profs at NYU, he's a real nut on mind control. His name's Gunther Schmidt. All he ever talks about is how most people are too stupid to tie their own shoelaces. He actually said during one of his lectures that Hitler had the right idea, but with no idea how to implement it without committing mass murder. Gunther runs a government-sponsored think tank called the Think Tank. They pay volunteers to participate in these weird social experiments. Last time I was there, we had to watch this movie about the origin of the think tank. When it ended, we had to pick a partner, and then we were given a list of questions we had to ask each other, like what was the name of the narrator, or what was the color of the dress on that woman right at the end. That night, in my dorm room, there was a call on the payphone for me. When I took it, I heard one word, Carlson. I have no memory of that call until this morning. "Where's this think tank?" "I'll give you the address." He wrote it on the back of his comic book and handed it to me. I smiled and said, "I like comics too. Sounds like you deserve a new trial at the bare minimum." "Thanks, Lee. Please say thanks to my dad too, and my mom. Tell them I love them and I miss them." We shook hands and he broke into tears. I put my arm around him and said, "I'll get you out of here if I can." "Time's up. That was 11 minutes. You're welcome." Thanks for watching. Don't forget, God loves you, and so does Johnny I.